Hello, it's JP here and welcome to my channel Real to Life DJ, and this is the first video in my series of videos on the Pioneer XDJ RX2, and I am pleased to tell you this is my overview video. So in this video I'm going to be running through all the features and functions as you see them on the front of the on top of the RX2. So without further ado, let's jump into this and see what you think. Pioneer XDJ RX2 Overview. So this is the Pioneer XDJ RX2 as you can see, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the main features that are on here. So effectively, as you look at it, you've got channel 1, channel 2, mixer unit, screen so you can see what functions and menus and tracks you're pulling up, microphone section and USB section. So let's go into a bit more detail. Channel 1. So on here, starting from the left at the bottom, you have your cue button here. Then you have your play and pause. Obviously your jog wheel in the middle. Okay. On here with track search, you can move forward and backwards through the tracks in your playlist, or you can fast forward and rewind on a particular track. The shift button works in conjunction with the performance pads. On the performance pads, you've got 4 menus there. You've got your hot cue, your boot loop, your slip loop, and your beat jump. Okay. As I say, I'll go into more details on a video about the performance pads. To the left of that, you have your tempo. You can reduce and increase. Above that, master tempo button, tempo selector. You can have your master for channel 2 or channel 1, gives you the choice, and you can sync. Above that is your vinyl mode, on and off. You'll want it on if you want to do any scratching. You can adjust the sensitivity with this button here. To the left of that, you've got your beat loops and your cue loops, and you can save them in the memory and delete them. Just below here is your direction. If you ever need to play the track backwards, I must say I never ever have. There it is. Above here is the microphone section. So you've got off, on and talk over. Talk over allows you to just talk live into a microphone without doing anything else, and it will reduce the music in the background. Personally, I prefer to have it on, and I switch my microphone on when I go to talk, and I fade out the channel that's playing. To the right of that is your EQs for your microphones. That's high and low. That covers both microphones. To the right of that is you have individual microphone volumes. So if you are running 2 microphones, you can turn up and down individually as needed. That's good, especially at wedding receptions where you've got different people. You're passing the mic to different people, a couple of mics out there, they're doing their speeches, and some people are louder than others, and you might need to just increase or decrease the volume as needed. Right, center wise we have the mixer unit, very standard Pioneer style mixer. You've got your crossfader selector, you've got your channel fader, so in and out. You have your cue buttons for your headphones. You can cue into your headphones, left channel, right channel, or if you press that, that actually brings both channels in at once. You can edit what's coming in between cue and master with that button, and below that increases your level. So during the night, as the volume goes out up on the speakers everywhere, you might find you need to increase this to hear what's going on through your headphones. Above there you have this section here, which is your effects section, so your color effects. So if you like making strange noises and effects going through as transitions, then this is where you would use them and relate them to the individual channel. Above that is your EQs. So you have your high, medium and low. So effectively when you're setting up a room, if you find you need to bring a bit more bass in or knock a little bit off, then you can do so. I do recommend, if you go to a venue and they say they don't like a lot of bass, that you get speakers that have the ability to have a high pass filter on them. so you don't need to turn this down, okay, because that will ruin the sound quality. If your speakers enable you to switch off 80 megahertz or 120 megahertz below those figures, then, or 100 megahertz, then that gives you a bit more control and a better sound output. But anyway, you do have the ability to change and adjust as you want to. You might find you need to move that down for your transitions, bring it back in, knock the bass out. That's an easy transition for many. Your master level in the middle, so that is how loud it's going to be everywhere. Your lights in the center here, okay, so on the left and the right hand side, they go green, orange, and then into red. Never go into the red. If they are in the red, they are not loud, they are distorted, which means you have a shit sound quality out on the dance floor, okay? Don't let it peak into the red. Anyway, your center is your main one, and that will go green, and again amber, and hopefully never see it go into the red. You can trim on each channel, so effectively not all tracks are at the same level. That's just because you'll find some older tracks from the 60s and things won't be at the same levels as today's music, so you might need to bring it up a bit or take it back a bit, but that gives you the ability to adjust each and keep them out of the red range, within the good range for you. Okay. Above that you can select deck 1 input, line input, or phono input, depending on how you want to do that. I'll run through that in depth on the setup video. That's obviously on both sides. On the right hand here, you have your booth monitor. If you do have a booth monitor, personally I just used headphones. I don't need a separate booth monitor. You have your beat effects to be able to maneuver through them. Tap, so if you want to tap your own beat in. Here it gives you a list of effects and things you want. So you've got delay, echo, spiral, reverb, trans, flange, pitch, and roll. Personally, I do like pitch. When it's somebody's birthday, you know, stick it on pitch, turn the level up, and make them sound like they're a cartoon character when they speak. And you could just literally turn it on and off. It's hey ho. You can apply it to whichever channel. So that's crossfader B, A, the microphone, auxiliary input, channel 1, channel 2, or whatever master is. Again, that's personal preferences there. Right, up on the screen at the top, I'm doing a video which runs through in depth all the menus on how everything works on this. So I will explain in detail all of these, but I'll just do an overview now. So you might be connecting a record box based PC through there. You might be connecting a computer with a MIDI interface. USB 1 there, USB 2 there, so whatever you need it to be. Time cue modes down here, you can flick between what you need them to be. So it could be what's remaining or what's played. You hold it down to auto cue, little light will come on there, so effectively it won't automatically play the next track. When it comes on, it'll just cue it up ready for you. You've got browse, tag list, info, and the menu. Again, I will explain in detail those. Here is, you'll recognise these if you've ever used any CDJ 2000s and CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s and both Pioneer recent products, because this is the menu system. So I will run into detail on how to use those, but effectively that's your backup button, your track. You use the jog wheel to select up and down and go into the menu. Below this, once you've selected a track, you can load it to, by pressing that button, you can load it to channel 1 or you can load it to channel 2. You can do it by pushing these and then pushing across. Personally, I prefer to press the button because I know where it's going. Over here on the right hand side at the top is our USB inputs. So we've got USB A input, USB 2 input. Now you can record on USB 2, so if you want to do your own mixes on that, you can do that. You stop USB prior to ejecting, and that covers a quick overview of the Pioneer XDJ RX2. If you've got any questions, don't forget to pop them in the comments below. Thanks a lot. So that was my overview video on the Pioneer XDJ RX2. I hope you found it useful, especially if you're looking at purchasing one. Then obviously you get an in-depth close-up look at all the buttons and what they do. So if you found the video useful, one of these. If you didn't like it at all, one of these. If you do like it and you want to see the other 6 videos that are coming, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to turn on that bell. And until next time, JP out.